let's roll the tape forward a bit. Dave becomes the Prime Minister, unelected, without a mandate, and he starts the cunt.
Hey, how are we doing?
Yeah.
Put the glasses on. I'm like,
Yeah.
It's an empowering thing. It's actually really difficult because. So my primary purpose is I'm an artist. This is an art gallery, and I think it gets lost sometimes who I actually am, and I really appreciate it when people say, "Oh, do you want to be in an art gallery?" And this is one mad art gallery, isn't it? It's like a train station, but there's other art galleries. You know, this is what they do. This is what artists do. You know, they go into the most ridiculous spaces and set up and do a show. And you get very few people turn up. You know, sometimes it's like 10 or 20 people, even for an open mic, come for a drink. But when it's open, generally, no one turns up. You know, artists aren't that well supported. You know, they're not supported whatsoever. You know, and it's really difficult. I took on this role because I was doing a job which, you know, I've got some children, married. So you have to find, like, what Terence McKenna, he says, make your own roadshow. Do you know what I mean? So doing the artist taxi driver was my way. This is my medium. You know what I mean? As an artist, you're looking around, you're looking at sand and cement and paint and things to make sculpture. And I found, like, being the artist taxi driver. The other day I was making, someone put me onto this book about the right to be lazy. The right to be lazy. And I started to read it, and it was like this Paul Lafarge. And then Bertrand Russell was talking about it. And basically what it is if you think about how many musicians, how many writers, how many novelists, how many artists actually make work because they're allowed the time to think. Yeah. You know, they're allowed the time to dream about who they want to be. But instead of that, you end up with a system that you turn up, and Ian Duncan Smith and the government, you turn up at the job centre, and they send you to work in Asda's, or they send you to work in Tesco's. You know, even you know, they don't even pay you to do it. Yeah. They want to knock it out of you. They don't want you to be creative. They don't want you to be an artist. You know, they don't want you to do be a part of people that think. Do you know what I mean? They don't want to. You think of how many albums were written on the dole? How many, you know? How many novels were written because they were supported, and it's purposeful. You know, it's purposeful. You know, if you look around Glasgow, like your art college was burning down yesterday. Free artists are in the Turner Prize. You know, you think of the music that comes from Glasgow. You know, everything. This is around the UK. You know, in the world globally, it's massive. It is massive. Billions and billions and billions of pounds. You know, J.K. Rowling was impoverished. Mm-hmm. You know, she's put so much money back. Someone who actually wants to pay her tax as well, which is extraordinary for. But can you imagine? They cut the arts. You know the funding that goes towards the arts. They cut it. Why would they do that? Think about why would they do that? In half. As soon as they come into an industry that makes money, that makes billions of pounds, they don't want to support it. You've got 1 million youth unemployed. Don't send them to work in Asda's for free. Give them a fucking guitar. Do you know what I mean? Give them a guitar. Ask them who they want to be. No, I was there. I came up today and yesterday, and today I went to. Is it Garnad? It's Royston. What was it used to be?
Garndad.
Garndad. I was down there today. My God, that was a place, you know. And I turned up, and the guy said to me, "Oh, the taxi driver, and where is it?" And he said, "Oh, you're a bit early." And he says, "Have you brought your Rottweiler around it?" And he said, we went in there, and the people in there, what's his name? Tommy Sheridan was there. He's got a suntan, his wife had a suntan. They was incredible people. You know, I never met anyone like that. Seriously, I've never. And then people were saying, like, some people said something about his life or something that he was doing. I can't remember what it was, but it was funny. But he was there today, and like I told you, my primary purpose. I'm an artist, so I'm interested in. I ain't never seen anyone talk like that. Has anyone ever seen him talk?
Yeah.
Oh my God! He was on a stage in this little village hall. You know, if you've ever seen like these people that speak, have you ever seen the great dictator Charlie Chaplin's speech? Have you ever seen any of that today? But even the ones I watched online, I never see anyone do what he done today. He was going down, he was going up, he was telling things like you never... And the people, it was like a wave. They were going on a wave, it was like 40 minutes. It was like, oh my... Yes! They were like... It was amazing, do you know what I mean? It was a real sort of like spirit, it was really uplifting. And you had to look around where you was. Do you know what I mean? You really had to look around where you was. You know, some other people were talking about, like a guy started talking and said, yeah, when I was in prison, Tommy said, there was a lot of people in prison, you know, they was talking about different things. And I thought to myself, look at where you are. You know, and you look at all these people wanting to have a better life or wanting to, like, they kept saying, you're going to look your wins in the eye. I was like, you know, it was incredible when they were saying that, you know, because everyone wants to be someone. And the guy was saying, you know, when I saw my dad, and he was an older guy, and he was saying, now they need a chance. They need to be someone. And you think about that. Because you look at it and you think, they got no fucking chance around there.
No.
Do you know what I mean? They don't seem like they got the same chance.
They die at age 55.
They ain't got the same chance in other places. You know. Today I was reading about in Scotland. You know, you have the richest amount of people, landowners, the largest concentration of rich landowners anywhere in the world. You know, sheikhs and lords and barons. They own all your land. You know, when you go north of Glasgow, they own everything. Just a couple of hundred people. Every single thing. They're scorching the land for grouse. They've got so many deer so that when the bankers turn up to shoot a deer, there's a massive herd and they can't miss. You know, when they turn up, they take your culture. They take your clothes. They get their own tartan. You know, and it's amazing because they're registering the land as businesses.
I know for long.
They're registering their land as businesses in the fucking Cayman Islands under like strange names. But then you start to think, wow, that's amazing. They don't pay no inheritance tax. They don't pay no capital gains. They don't pay any tax at all. At all. Not only that. They are paid hundreds of millions of pounds in subsidies, like farm subsidies, because they're registered as businesses. Can you imagine that? Multi-billionaires and people down in Royston are going to work, paying their tax to pay for their they don't even need the subsidies. You know, that is an analogy for the whole of the UK. Do you know what I mean? That is an analogy for the whole of the world. It's fucking feudalism. They don't pay tax. You know, all that, we're all in it together. These people, you know, these billionaire companies, you know, people like fashion, girls like fashion, they like going, boys like going, they like going to buy clothes. They go into Topshop, they go to work, they sweat their guts out, they go into Topshop and they're buying clothes. He takes all his money, Philip Green, he gives it to his wife in Monaco, all of it, pays no tax. And he thinks it's okay. And it's not okay. Not only that, he works for the government. He's taken on as a business advisor. They embrace it, they love it, because they think what they're doing. Have we got those biscuits?
Yeah.
Have we got the biscuits? I ordered some biscuits. I wanted to show you something about what they actually, how business works, how the economy works, how money works. And it works on surplus. So basically, debt, you know, they're not interested, they want debt, do you know what I mean? They're not interested in the amount that if you pay £200,000 for a house, they're not interested in the £200,000, it stays in the thing. They're interested in the debt. It's the war machine, the banks, the oil, the arms. It's the privatisation of NHS, the privatisation of probation, the privatisation of child protection. Can you imagine that? And it's all allowed to happen. Not only is it allowed to happen, it's embraced. It's embraced. I don't know, we've got lots of biscuits here. So I need, and what do I need? I need some coins. I need like 3 coins or 5 coins.
Just 5.
Yeah, brilliant. 5 coins.
Right, coin.
What am I?
So I'm the boss. I'm the boss. I'll tell you at the back what I'm doing. I'm the boss. I don't need all that money. Oh yeah, I'll take it anyway. I'll just keep that. That's just mine.
And the rest, what's the back of the road?
Okay. So basically, I'm the boss, and you're all the workers, right? Now, how it works? We all contribute to society. This is from the Ragged Trousers Philanthropist, if you probably know.
Yeah.
So this is I'm the boss. You all work for me. And what I want you to do is I want you to make the necessities of life, you know, like we all do, like the bin men do, like the house builders, the people that work on the trains, the people that do cars, the teachers, doctors. You all do the necessities of life. So, you work for me. I want you to make 3 necessities of life this week. So you got 3. You work for me as well. So I'll give you 3. You work for me. 3 biscuits there. You work for me as well. There's 3 biscuits there. Paige, you work for me as well. All right. So they're all. That's what you got to make those, and you make them for me because I'm the boss. So what you do is it's the end of the week, and you've come to me, and this is what you've made. So I say I'm going to take it all. So I take these biscuits, all these biscuits here, and I give you all 1 coin each. So for that 1 coin, because you can't eat that, that's metal. This is how money entraps you. This is how money keeps people in poverty. Because I've just given you a piece of metal that you can't eat. You've made the necessities of life for me. I own them. I own everything. I own the hospitals, the schools, all of it. The factories, the trains. So you need to live. So I take all this. It's 1 for you. You can have 1. You have 1. You have 1. So take your biscuit, because you need it. That's what you need to live on. That's right, so you can eat it. So now, you come back next week, because you've got nothing left. You've eaten your biscuit. So you need to work again. I've got the money back, by the way. Did you notice that?
Yeah.
I got all the money back. So you've gone off and you're working against me. You've eaten your biscuit, it's finished. All those things there, these are all the necessities of life. There's your pound back. Give me your pound back. There's one biscuit. Do you see what's happening?
Yeah.
Like, eat your biscuits. All of you, take a biscuit, take the biscuits. You've earned it. You did well. Come back next week. These, you've done it again. You're brilliant. You're fantastic. Look at all those things that you've made. All back to me. There's your coin. Oh, it's my money. And there's your biscuit. Take your biscuits. You've done well. Who hasn't taken their biscuit? Take a biscuit, please. You got an extra biscuit this week. Do you know you're back again? You have to work every week because every week you need your biscuit, don't you? What are you going to do with your kids? What's going to happen if your kids got no biscuits?
I don't have any kids.
So look, there's all the biscuits. Take all the biscuits. That was the money. Look. So what's happened is I've got all the money, all of it. But look at this. Can you see that? These are all the necessities of life that you made. I own all of this. This is surplus. This is the key. This is the everything to do with economics. The surplus. You know, all the things that everyone, when you wake up every single Monday to Friday, now you have to go Saturday, Sunday, every day that you're working, it's getting bigger and bigger. You know, they've only been at work, was that 3 or 4 weeks? Look how much they made. Look how many cars they made. Look how many useless things in the pound shop they made. Look, they made loads and loads of stuff. I'm going to have to let you go. I've got too much stuff. Let you go. You're young, you can stay. You can go. Okay, you two can stay. I'm going to have to let you three go, so you're going to have to go and find yourself another job. Yeah, you can form a union. You can do what you want. No, I'll shut the factory down. I'll move somewhere else, like the guy in Grangemouth said he was going to do. The surplus is the key, because I can now sell this to somebody else over here, over there, and you just keep making things. Now, actually, this week, you know that I've let you keep your job. I can only give you half a biscuit this week, and you two half a biscuit. You know, so all of this is what we're all doing. We're all working for biscuits. They've got all the money, they've got all the biscuits, they're getting more biscuits, but it's never enough for them. No, it will never be enough for them.
Trying to keep them.
You know, because they're so greedy. They don't understand. They can't stop. It's like the guys in the banks, the hedge funders. They can't stop. The whole thing is built. They just can't stop buying things. You know, the idea of capital, like Amazon, they don't even. You know, they've got so much money. Philip Green, they've got so much money. They're only interested. They don't even want the money. They just want to reinvest it. They want to make more. They want to make more and more. You know, they don't want to pay tax, and they just get more. Well, these people like this three here, they work. They ain't got no work. She's on half a biscuit. She's on half a biscuit. No, and they've still got all of this. They're out their house. When we close the centre, actually, you know, we don't need the hospital. In fact, this whole permanent austerity is around our needs. That everyone is still working. You know, they've still got the same amount of unemployed today as they had 10 years ago, as they had 20 years ago, as they had 30 years ago. Look it up. You know, the same amount of unemployed. It stays you know, they just get fat, and they just get fatter and fatter and fatter, and they can't stop.
Well, we are starved.
Yeah, if you
taxes.
think all of those people that are up shooting grouse and you know, they're not even there. You know, it's not even, you know, it's just another castle to them. You know, they're rich oil sheikhs and they're lords and everyone's too scared, you know, in politics, because all the politicians, you know, the fact is, every politician, every single politician, every single one, no matter who they are, is corruptible. You know, because we all are. You know, you can't trust, like, a single person. It's undemocratic to put everything into a single person. You know, these people are 600 MPs. You know, Scotland has never, ever voted for a Tory government. No, you don't get the governments that you vote for. You know, the people in Scotland, even Tommy Sheridan was saying today, they want their public services. We want our hospitals, we want our schools. You know, everyone, it's a good thing to think about community. It's a good thing to think about society. But as soon as you bring in things like party politics, it's corruption. It's corruption. You know, you need to take your independence. You need to 2 years later change your political system. But it's Scotland needs to lead the way. He was saying today, we're not leaving England behind. You know, we want to lead everywhere. We want to tell people around the world. You know, we have a chance and opportunity to have a different, like, I don't know, society, or at least try to have it, where every 4 years you have a referendum where you can write down what you want to do in the 4 years with your hospitals, what you want to do with your schools, and agree on it. You know, there is no way that you can turn up with a private corporation to make money from child protection, from probation, from the NHS. It's outrageous. There is no way of making a profit. They are not a market. It cannot be a physical market. It's impossible. The only thing you can do is cut the services, cut the wages. There's a finite of money. And that's what they keep telling you about, your deficit. You know, they want to tell you that you've got to cut this, you've got to cut that. Nothing's changing. They're just taking it all. You know, the media, tomorrow I'm going to go to that CCA, the Centre for Contemporary Arts, and they're talking about the media. It's a talk on the media and independence. You know, people said to me, Tommy Sheridan's not on the telly. I won't have him on the telly. You know, the people, you know, they control the roadshow. That's their roadshow. That's why you have to make your own roadshow. You know what I mean? You have to make your own roadshow. It's the only way. That is a weapon. That is their ultimate weapon. That is their bazooka. You know, yesterday in England, UKIP didn't win a council. You'd have thought they cleaned up. They had 100%. You would have thought, how was that even possible? It's constructed. Do you know what I mean? It's about subterfuge. It's about, you know, years ago when things happened, and you look at them clearly now, and you look back at history, when you see big struggles, you know, when strikes, you saw that the corporation that you were striking against, you know, they were aligned with the media, they were aligned with the politicians, you know, and they would crush a strike. You know, you can't, you're not working, you know, they are all part together. You know, there is no way a newspaper will run a full-page £40,000 advert for Tesco's or a bank or McDonald's and slag it off on the other page. There's no way they'll do that. They buy the newspaper through advertising. They buy the newspaper through sponsorship. It's what happens. You know, the AstraZeneca and Pfizer. Where do you think they get all their ideas from? They go to the university that everyone pays for. Do you know? They go to the university. They steal the ideas because they buy a wing in the university. Do you know what I mean? They're funding. It's peanuts to them. No, they do it with the arts as well. We have BP sponsoring. We have Israeli arms dealers sponsoring things. You know, they just buy it and it's cheap. But you know, in the end, I don't know. That's well, I don't know about that bit. I don't know what else to do. Do you know what I mean? So it's like the making of the art is all like that. That's the only thing that drives me. Do you know what I mean? I like making art. You know, honest to God, it is such a privilege to be an artist. You know, it really is. Another Terence McKenna, he said, culture is not your friend. Culture is not your friend. That we are led by the least amongst us. We are led by the least noble, the least intelligent, the least visionary. And then someone in the audience says, how do we fight back? And he said, make art. You know, they are powerless against human passion. They are powerless against creativity. They are powerless against poetry, against music. That's why they try and corrupt it. That's why they try and they don't want you to make it. Do you get that? They don't want you to make it because they think if they kill the artist, they kill the protest. That's why they don't want Occupy. That's why they don't want squatters, because they know that there's philosophers there and there's thinkers there and there's creatives there, and they form a society outside of theirs, and they're going to be talking about politics, and they're scared of that shit. That's why they feed you with the TV is God. That's why they feed that into your brain every single day. That's why you end up making it. I don't know about that fellow as well. It's really strange. I found interviewing people quite difficult. It's really hard interviewing people because when I'm in the taxi, I'm screaming. Do you know? If you see me screaming, yeah. it's like a bulletproof car. Do you know what I mean? There's people walking down. I don't know. It's a Nissan Primera, but it must have incredible fuck off glass because people just walking past. I'm shouting like that. It's like I don't think they can hear me, or I feel like they don't hear me, or they're just ignoring me. Do you know what I mean? But it's like it's I feel really safe in there. I feel really safe inside the. You know that you know I'm allowed to speak, aren't I? We're all allowed to have a voice. We're all allowed to say, you know, this is my fucking roadshow. You know, this is my roadshow. This is my TV channel. You know, this is what I'm channeling today. You can take you know, that's it, isn't it? That's why, like, it is a privilege to be an artist. And when you see the people, the activists, and I've met loads, you know, the people from DPAC, do you know them, the disability, they are hardcore. They are brilliant. Do you know, I was interviewing Andy and he's going down to thingy, he's got no legs and one arm. And he says, I'm going down to the DWP. I said, what are you doing down there? Well, we've got a prison, we're going to put you outside, we're going to get inside and we're going to lock on. I'm thinking, you know, these are the only people that I've met that are carrying, you know, they're really impassioned about direct action and you know, I never endorse anything for anyone. I think everyone has to take their own responsibility about what they want to do, you know. It's not like, but I think they're incredible people, you know. I feel very inspired. I feel very inspired talking to lots of people. Anyway, I think I talked to a lot tonight. Thank you very much to Leanne and Patrick who run this space. It's cool, isn't it? Because my son, he said to me, where is this stuff? He said, how do they survive here? You know, how do they make any money? You know, how do they live? Well, it's incredible, no? Anyway, okay. Hey. I'll go up. There's biscuits.
Biscuits and money.
Mark,
oh yeah, the money.
Mark, Scott's Independence live events, we're live streaming it.
What's that?
We're live streaming it.
Oh, fantastic.
Right, so this is like talking about alternative media.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to help spread this like a virus.
Yeah,
Get other people
So it's
all
a
over
live stream.
doing live streaming for whatever.
That's
city.
really cool.
So we'll get 3 set up in Glasgow now and do events. We've done Thomas Sheridan.
Yeah.
And,
He's really incredible, isn't he?
He's a brilliant. I mean, we've done loads of stuff now. You know, and one way to create our own media.
Yeah.
This way.
That's it. Do
You know what I
it.
mean? Great seeing you, mate.
Fantastic.